I've had my ups and downs. At age 18, I broke my back and was basically diagnosed for life disabled.
Hmm.
And going through life struggling, then jobs up and down because I found it very difficult to work
Right.
because of my condition. So at I guess 31 years ago, I set out on a mission to try and cure the constant chronic pain in my back because
Okay.
after surgery, it just never went. And through that journey, not only did I discover the answers to life, but the keys to unlocking those secrets.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, where we strive to empower our listeners to live their best audacious lives ever. And I'm thrilled to have you all here. And I really want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. Now, let's imagine for a moment that this is, the life that we live is this one big maze filled with twists and turns and challenges that test our strength and resilience. Just like navigating through a maze, overcoming obstacles and negative beliefs require determination, self-reflection, and a willingness to explore new paths. Our special guest in this episode is Jennifer Stevenson. There's no relation, by the way. Jennifer serves as a beacon of inspiration for hope for those seeking to conquer chronic pain, heal from past traumas, and unlock secrets to living a fulfilling life. Jennifer's journey of self-discovery and transformation serves as a guiding light for anyone facing adversity, and it really is an inspiring conversation I think you'll enjoy. Hey, Jennifer, thank you for joining me here today on the Audacious Living Podcast. It's a pleasure to connect with you this way, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Audley, very much.
It's great. I always talk about how I enjoy engaging and you're really getting into some hearty and fruitful conversations about how individuals can live their best audacious lives. And so it's great to connect with you like this way. There's so many themes that come out of this podcast. We spend a lot of time talking about things like resiliency and the challenges of life and adversity and having a positive mindset. All of these things I believe are integral for us to find that sort of successful way of living. And we talk successful, it's how we define success personally, but nonetheless is where getting us to where we want to go to. Maybe we'll give this opportunity because you certainly challenge of life, something that you can speak to. I mean, in fact, just before you press record, you said you've had a hellish life, and I'm saying, and you're still smiling, right? And so I think that's really, really powerful. So maybe as a starting point, we'll give you an opportunity to tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what got you to the point that you're at today.
Yeah, no, thanks, Audley. I'm a normal person like everyone else. I thought I had a normal childhood, but it was actually more challenging than most. I've had my ups and downs. At age 18, I broke my back and was basically diagnosed for life disabled.
Hmm.
And going through life struggling, then jobs up and down because I found it very difficult to work
Right.
because of my condition. So at I guess 31 years ago, I set out on a mission to try and cure the constant chronic pain in my back because
Okay.
after surgery, it just never went. And through that journey, not only did I discover the answers to life, but the keys to unlocking those secrets. And I realized in my current life, I was really struggling financially because I couldn't physically show up to work every day.
Right.
And I depended on Ontario Disability to help me, which really kind of cut me off, or it really was against me because anytime I made money, they'd take it away from
Right.
me. So I was
Right.
either the same or less than I had started.
Yeah. So a bit of a cycle you're caught in.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed to fix myself physically because I've been on every medication pretty much for chronic pain. And realizing over time, medication only hinders and harms your body in the long
Right.
run.
Mm-hmm.
And it only masks the truth and the sort, like it just masks and it doesn't solve anything.
Right.
So after 31 years of seeing specialists and all these people with the letters behind their name, they never helped me. Like I was still feeling the same pain as I did the day of my surgery. So in going into myself, I realized that life is truly mind over matter. And it took about a year of truly rewiring the way I think. Every time I'd feel pain, I realized it was just the chronic pain. It was just embedded in my body. And it was a repeat cycle that was unnecessary because I wasn't in pain, yet I was in pain. So by rewiring my neural pathways and constantly telling myself I'm not in pain, why am I lying to my body? Like, this is ridiculous. I even wrote a letter to my brain explaining this is no more.
I love
And
it. I love
truly,
it.
a year later, I'm pain free. And I put a lot of that to believing in myself,
Yes.
cutting out all the negativity in my life. I've gone into hermit mode, but in the 6 months I've done that, I have probably done more than some people can do in a lifetime. So I just, like I said, I want to share my knowledge and how I got here
Right.
because too many people struggle and it's not right.
It's remarkable, Jennifer, to go through something that's existed your entire life to all of a sudden it's gone. Like that's remarkable.
It's almost like it's a miracle, a gift from God, because when I say God, we all know it. God is a spiritual connection, has
Yes.
nothing to do with religion. It's
Right.
actually all energy. And once you can get a grasp on the laws of the universe, how everything works, karma, law of
Hmm.
attraction,
Hmm.
words are actually spells, which we're not taught. So when you think negative things, you're actually casting spell work on yourself or on
Hmm.
others, which of course goes against the universal law. So
Right.
then if it's negative, it comes back to you.
Right.
So understanding this actually from a fairly young age, I was always trying to be the better person, be the nice person, do the right thing. I always tried to use my moral compass. And please understand, like I have walked through hell and I've had to participate, not so much willingly, but
Right.
just to get the experience. And through my life challenges, I've overcome them because I'm strong and I've really set strong boundaries, which makes or breaks it for people. I'm convinced.
Got you. I would imagine, and please, I'd love to hear it when you're sort of going through this process. There's a bit of digging, if you will, into your own self, right, and your own, maybe you're unearthing some stuff that was buried intentionally or not intentionally, or you're coming to certain truths about yourself, or maybe even I was going to say stories that we tell ourselves. Like,
Yeah,
I would imagine there's a lot of that going on.
absolutely. And basically, like I said, you have to rewire your brain, question
Mhm.
your belief systems. A lot growing up, I was surrounded by narcissists right up until my last relationship. And understanding how they work
Mhm.
helped me figure out how I need to work to overcome that. And yeah, just by being strong and true to myself, yeah,
How difficult is that process?
it was really difficult because I actually went through an awakening. And October 24th of 23, it just hit me. God said, like, this is not working for you. This is not your life. Write a book. So I wrote a book. And with
Just like
the
that. Just read a
just like
book.
in
I love it.
7 days, I did nothing but eat, sleep, and write my book.
Wow.
And once I had that, I just trusted in the universe. And I kept getting these signs and signals people sent to me in different ways. And I just followed the breadcrumbs and truly letting go of all my negativeness. It's in tarot cards, you call it a tower moment
Okay.
or releasing your shadows. And I had to go through some severe shadow work where it's
Mm,
almost like you go through times where you almost have a tantrum, but it's literally getting the evil out of you and you're being purified. So any negative emotions that you have, that's how you know there's evil within inside you, because
right.
spirits are actually emotions. And if you have a negative like anger, jealousy, those are spirits and they can grasp onto you many different ways unless you protect yourself.
Jennifer, help me, walk me through how you came to these realizations. Because for many years, you would have not understood what was happening to you, I would imagine. Like where I like it too, sometimes you sort of, you wake up one day and you don't feel great, right? But you don't really know why you don't feel, you just don't feel it. And you sort of move through the day and you figure it out. It's kind of like that. Like, so how did you figure it out?
Well, I've always believed why we're here on life and the reason or what the meaning of life.
Okay.
And it's all due to lessons. And my biggest question for years was, why God? Why me with my back? Well, now I know. It slowed me down and made me focus on my gifts. I've always been clairvoyant. I'm actually a clairsentient. And I've been
What's the
able to.
difference?
A clairvoyant is I can understand what you're thinking to a
Okay.
point. A clairsentient is I can feel what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking,
Mhm.
but I feel your emotions. So
Oh,
I'm very, very empathic.
mm,
Yeah. So
okay.
having this growing up, I've always known there's a special purpose. What is it?
Right. Right.
It's all in God's timing. And whenever people try and push life to happen for them, it's going to blow up in their face because it goes against universal law. So I've
Mm,
just learned, seriously, just ride the waves because everything is connected universally.
yes.
And
Yes.
it's that interconnectedness. If you can trust it, I'm telling you, the universe will tell you where you're meant to go.
And Jennifer, it's through those periods. So for example, like if you're going through periods of adversity and severe challenges, in the
Yeah.
midst of that challenge, and you would know this, right? In the midst of that, the most difficult thing to be able to say is, oh, this means something, or this
Yeah.
experience has purpose for me, or this was meant to happen. Like you don't want to hear none of that stuff, right? Like you're in the midst of something, you need to get out of it. What can help people be more, I don't know, I guess the word accepting comes to mind. What kind of things people do to be more accepting of these things that happen to them?
Well, this is the whole meaning of life. We're meant to experience emotions.
Hmm.
We, you all signed up for this lifetime to happen pretty much the way it has.
Okay.
Because you have free choice and your own mind, you navigate yourself through your experiences.
Hmm.
In school, we're taught a lesson
Okay.
and then we're tested. God or the universe will test you first,
Right.
and what you get out of that test is your lesson.
Mm,
So if people can remove themselves emotionally from a situation and look at it, why is this happening to me? How can I benefit and see the positive out of it? Get through the situation and appreciate the fact it happened. And this is where it gets really hard, but I
yes.
can walk the walk. I have been sexually assaulted. I've been, I had trouble with men as a little girl. All these things. People have stolen from me large
Right.
sums of money, but I don't hold them. They are, I forgive them. And the
Right. Yeah.
reason that is because I'm not going to drink bleach to hurt myself.
Right.
Letting go,
Right.
I can put it in God's hands because He's way more powerful than I am. But then I can clear my conscience, understand why I went through what I did, as horrible as it might be. And the best thing I can say is with the devil, the way he works is he likes to teach lessons of humility.
Okay.
So if you have a situation where you don't want to tell the truth because you're going to be embarrassed, that's how you know the devil is playing right now. And you have to get out that mental mind game and figure out, okay, If I just say, yes, it was me, and I
Right.
look like an idiot, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Right.
But at least you're clear conscience.
Mm.
So people need to just be held accountable for their actions and follow a moral compass. And really, with these times in 2024,
Hmm.
people are going to realize that all the negative emotions and negativeness in the world,
Yep.
it's actually coming to a boiling point, and
Right.
people are not going to tolerate it, whether it's in a small friend circle, a family, or even a nation.
Right.
People are going to start standing up for themselves because the energetic change in the world has literally, it's in the process of shifting. And as I mentioned in my book, we all have like the Super Bowl tickets to the universe. And this is the biggest show ever in history,
Yeah.
never happened before.
Yep.
And we're all a part of it. And the other
Mm.
thing I want to bring to light too, that in my book, this is the second coming of Christ. And people are all kind of looking for who is Christ? Where is he going to show up?
Right.
And they're all missing the point. Christ is true love. Unconditional love is what Christ truly is and represents. So
Mm.
if we can all join hands and stand united worldwide and love each other, get over all the ego and
Right.
everything,
Right.
and just realize we're connected, we will have world peace.
I think love covers all, right? It absolutely does, and our ability to show love. I think you're absolutely correct. It can heal. It
Yeah.
can provide hope. It provides a sense of belief. The compassion that we can extend to other individuals is tremendous if we're doing it from a place of love. And so, I hear you on all those points regarding love and what it can do. It's just the biggest challenge has always been to get there, right? And to
Yeah.
get people to get past themselves, to be able
A hundred
to.
100%. Like you have to love your self love is the key. And when you feel love, whether it's through a physical relationship or just a hug or doing a nice gesture, it's that warm, cozy feeling. And what I write about in my book
Mhm.
is that not only is it a nice, warm feeling, but it's actually very healing for your body because you're releasing chemicals and endorphins that are all natural. And I expose the fact that we are able to heal ourselves from sickness,
Yeah.
disease,
Mhm.
you name it, naturally without medication. And that's how I want to spread my message and help people.
Well, certainly, I believe that our body sort of keeps track and keeps records of things that we go through, and as long as you hold on to them, we store them or keep them in our body. And so you'll oftentimes hear people that they'll go through these pains, and they'll be diagnosed, and x-rays and CAT scans and MRIs and blood work and all these things, and they all come negative. And the doctors will say, hey, there's nothing physically wrong with you,
Yeah.
but there's still pain being experienced. And they keep searching and not taking the time to say, okay, what it is about myself, how am I contributing that's hurting myself? Because I think
Yeah.
that's where oftentimes I think that kind of should be the starting point in most cases, if not all.
Oh, 100%. If you can find the root cause of the pain, then you have it made because now you know what you need to work on. Another quick way to figure this out is if you take a piece of paper and make a
Uh-huh.
list of all the people that you think are against you or you're a victim of and things like that.
Okay.
And then put the people and the feelings associated with what you just listed. Now step back, and it's going to be a dose of medicine you're not going to like, but that list you came up with is everything that you need to work on for yourself to get past your block, because it's the law of mirroring, and people mirror back to you what you project.
Right.
And if people can understand that, we were never taught this in school, but if you can understand that, then I think a lot of people will stop being mean to each other,
Mm.
assuming things, and they can probably get their mind a lot straighter, easier, because it's what they're thinking in their mind. Change your belief system. What people say about you is none of your business, because it's, you know, let them
Sure.
do what they want to do. And don't be distracted by other people. Keep focused on yourself. And that is true self-love.
I think you're right, Jennifer. I do. I really, really do. And I love the way that you've taken your experiences and your lessons and sort of, and well, taken from them, first off, because again, we will go through lessons, but that doesn't always mean we learn them. Right. And sometimes we've got to go through these challenges again, and there's no guarantee we'll learn that lesson again. And that's why you'll see sometimes sometimes you see individuals kind of go through this, making those same mistakes over
Yes.
and over and over again. That means they haven't learned that lesson yet. That's what that means.
100%. And that's, again, law of the universe. Like, if you're not going to learn your lesson, whatever it is, you will find it come over and over. My big lesson in life was narcissists. I had 3 parents growing up. They were all narcissists. Family members, most of them narcissists. Relationships, my husband, narcissists. So that has been a repeat cycle. But once I figured out how they work and what their motives are, I was able to counteract that and overcome being a victim to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And it's interesting because if you don't do that, the experiences that you go through end up shaping how you view the world, and even like your perspective on what the world is all about. And so if we're not taking that introspective, because it is very much starts with inside of us, right? If we're not taking that introspective look into who we are, our choices, our thought patterns, the decisions that we make, the friends that we keep, if we're not looking at all of those things, and still in these patterns, we're going to think, hey, the world is treating me badly, so the world is a bad place. Right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, no, you become a victim to life then. But if you can truly recognize that, yes, this is happening, whatever it is, how am I learning from it? Then you can overcome that and see it from a bird's eye view.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Tell me about the book, Jennifer.
Yeah, so my book is Life Decoded. And I basically it's my version of a manual or a handbook to life,
Okay.
because we're not born with one. So here's my version. And I just tell some truths of what is happening in the world and the way things actually are and what's been hidden from us. And I unveil the fact that life today is a false matrix, and we're all a part of it. And we need to break out of that matrix. And now it's become almost like a video game where you need to get through the levels.
Like Super Mario all of a sudden, right?
Exactly. So, yeah, and life, it repeats itself. So we've
Yes.
all been here before. And each time you go through life, at the end of it, it's like a video game. You're not at the end yet, but you've now memorized how to get there without dying. So now yeah, so you've just got to continue on and follow the signs in life.
Got it. Got it. No, it makes total sense. So it's called Life Decoded.
Life
Um,
Decoded.
yeah.
I'm I'm in the process of setting up my website and everything.
Okay. Okay.
Jennifer Stevenson on Facebook. Feel free to message me. And I'm also developing workshops on healing.
Okay.
First one is for severe chronic pain, because my heart goes out to those people.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start branching off towards maybe dealing with narcissists, maybe dealing with the narcissists themselves, and then have one for people that deal with them, and just all that, like grief. And I just truly, my mission is to heal the world one heart at a time.
Love it. I love it. And the world definitely could use healing, Jennifer. There's no question about that. And I think why this conversation makes so much sense for this podcast is that in order to live, that best audacious life that we talk about, there needs to be some healing. Like you can't, it's almost like being happy and sad at the exact same time. You can't have both. And so you heal yourself, you get to that place of understanding and realization, not perfection. I want to highlight that because it's not about living a perfect life. We're still
No.
going to make mistakes. We're still going to have slip ups and things of that nature. But at least we still need to heal ourselves to get the old stuff, get rid of it. It's at
Yeah.
that point, once we got the old stuff out of the way, we can make way for the new and wonderful and glorious stuff.
And that's one thing I want to point out really quickly
Mm-hmm.
is you need to remove the things in life that aren't serving you so the universe can bring it to you. And if you hang on to the past, then
Yes.
you're not allowing for your future to happen.
Yes.
And that is a huge clear it all away, because God has something huge for you. And if you don't open yourself up, you'll never receive it.
Awesome. Awesome. Jennifer, I very much appreciate you having on the podcast today and sharing these insights. And we will the best place to direct people to get a copy of your book is where? What would we tell them?
Right now, like I said, I'm in the process of developing. You
Okay.
can follow me on TikTok at Life Decoded Today. And currently, like I said, on Facebook, message me, and I'm going to start putting out some promotion soon for my workshops and my book. And yeah, I
Amazing.
look forward to it.
Amazing. Well, I very much appreciate the time with you, Jennifer. It's been totally awesome. I think the insights are fantastic. Congratulations to you for getting over your own personal challenges and struggles to get to this point. We're able to give and help others. So that's to be commended. And so thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Back we are here on the podcast. Jennifer's story highlights the power of reviewing our mindset, embracing self-love, and letting go of negativity to pave the pathway for healing and growth. Her insights into overcoming challenges and obstacles and understanding the universal laws of life offer invaluable lessons for all of us on our personal journeys. As we reflect on Jennifer's profound words, I encourage you to connect with her directly through her social media platforms to continue this transformative conversation, and check out the show notes for more details on how to reach out to Jennifer directly and explore any of the offers or products that she may have available as well. Now, as we wrap up this episode of the Audacious podcast, I invite you to like, follow, subscribe, or share if you haven't done so already, to help us reach even more listeners and spread the message of living boldly and authentically. Your support means the world to us, and as we continue this audacious journey together. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, stay safe, be kind, show love to one another, and be audacious.